Hello and welcome back to the MonsterTalk Report. Tampa, Florida, the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is now the home of Monster Jam and more specifically Stadium Championship Series Red for this weekend. The tour has been getting very interesting as drivers jockey for the lead and try to outdo one another to get higher in the standings. Camden Murphy heads into Tampa as the points leader, but you can be certain that drivers like Tom Meents, Adam Anderson, and Bryce Kenny can make Tampa their chance to rise up in the series standings. The action begins shortly, but first it's time to reveal tonight's field of competitors. Our field of competitors tonight consists of Adam Anderson in Gravedigger, Tom Meents in Max D, Todd LEDUC in Megalodon, Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid, Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, Kayla Blood in Soldier Fortune, Jamie Garner in El Toro Loco, Cole Vernard in the Black Pearl, Jeff Souza in Velociraptor, Mike Christensen in Vendetta, Matt Pagliarulo in Jester, and Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken. Thankfully, the weather had held off as Stadium Championship Series Red had their first outdoor location with perfect conditions. In round 1 of racing for event 1, Max D's Tom Meents defeated Mike Christensen in Vendetta, Jeff Souza in Velociraptor defeated Jamie Garner in El Toro Loco as Garner completely misses the ramp on the final lap, Soldier Fortune's Kayla Blood defeated Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken, and Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid defeated Matt Pagliarulo in Jester. In round number 2, Todd LEDUC in Megalodon defeated Tom Meents in Max D, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger defeated Jeff Souza in Velociraptor, Kayla Blood in Soldier Fortune defeated Black Pearl as Cole Vernard crashes before the final turn, and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior with Bryce Kenny defeated the Bakugan Dragonoid and Camden Murphy. In their semi-finals, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger defeated Todd LEDUC in Megalodon, and Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior defeated Soldier Fortune's Kayla Blood. In the final round of racing, the Gears and Nachos hosts square off in the finals for the very first time this season. This race will have huge points implications as Camden earns substantially less for being defeated in round 2. In the end, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger claims his first racing win of the season by defeating Bryce Kenny. Heading into the Skills Challenge, the paperclip layout would prove to be interesting as drivers finally get to have dry conditions on this unique course. In third place for Skills is the Bakugan Dragonoid with Camden Murphy, pulling off a beautiful moonwalk off the center pod and another off the tour skills jump, walking it close to the parking area before settling it down. In second place was Tom Meents in Max D, pulling off one of the cleanest and fastest maximum moonwalks off the backflip ramp, riding it all the way to the end of the stadium and back again before settling it down. He also tried to perform the momentum moonwalk, however unfortunately couldn't get the rear to slap up, so instead he pulled off a beautiful slap wheelie. Taking the skills win for event 1 was Adam Anderson in Gravedigger, performing a great slap wheelie and a clean bicycle. Freestyle in Tampa proved to be interesting as the track seemed to cause lots of spills, not to mention that the track also felt somewhat cluttered and left little room for error. In third place was Kayla Blood in Soldier Fortune. Blood's run for the most part was awesome, getting some big air, a great slap wheelie, and other great hits, though she still had moments where she either looked lost on the track or was unsure for what to hit. Taking second place in freestyle was Cole Vernard in the Black Pearl, who had a great run with some great momentum throughout, unique hits, and some big air from the outside of the berms, not to mention a perfectly executed backflip to walk the plank. Taking the freestyle win in Tampa was Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken. After many believe Pagliarulo should have won freestyle in Miami Event 1, Pagliarulo threw down in Tampa in one of the most exciting, most impressive, and downright jaw-dropping runs of the entire season. Every hit was an all-out air assault, easily the best momentum, and just an all-out fantastic run. It couldn't have ended any more spectacularly, sending it off the racing lane with the biggest leap of the night before crashing down on the front and tumbling in a strange way. Fortunately, Pugnarulo was not injured, however most likely was shooken up just a little. Leaving Event 1, your overall event champion would be Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. After a great night in Tampa for Event 1, Event 2 would get underway as drivers would prepare themselves for an intense day of competition. In round 1 of racing, El Toro Loco defeated Vendetta, Black Pearl defeated Max D, Soldier Fortune had a bye run as Kraken was unable to compete, and Velociraptor defeated Jester. In round 2, the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior defeated El Toro Loco, Bakugan Dragonoid defeated Black Pearl, Gravedigger defeated Soldier Fortune, and Velociraptor defeated Megalodon. In their semi-finals, Bakugan Dragonoid defeated Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, and Gravedigger defeated Velociraptor. The final round again was crucial for points. This was now 2 events where Adam Anderson had put Gravedigger in the final round of racing, and Camden Murphy needs to win this race to cement his lead in the points. Camden Murphy would go on to defeat Adam Anderson for Event 2's racing win. The skills challenge once again housed more awesome skills routines as drivers went all out for the Tampa fans. In third place was Adam Anderson, once again riding out a great slant wheelie and performing a solid bicycle. Taking second place in the skills challenge was Caleb Blood in Soldier Fortune. Blood would pull off a clean moonwalk off the backside of the racing lane, almost comboing it into a wheelie, as well as another moonwalk off the two-wheel skills ramp, riding it all the way to the jammer before attempting to make the save, but unfortunately rolling it over. Taking the skills win for Event 2 was Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid. He would pull off a better moonwalk off the racing lane while also performing one off the center pod, similar to his skills routine from Event 1. However, perfected it as he walked it all the way up the pod and down the other side. After the bar for freestyle had been set by drivers like Bernard and especially Nick Pugnarulo the previous night, drivers would have to go all out for Event 2. Taking third place was Todd LEDUC in Megalodon. With how well Miami treated him, LEDUC wanted to recapture the magic that he had earned by throwing down yet another epic run. While it did start off small, getting some nice hits here and there, after successfully pulling off the backflip, his run really started to pick up with not one, but 2 LEDUC leaps, the second of which was by far one of the biggest leaps of the entire season. In second place was Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. That was mostly similar to LEDUC's run at the start, only with more air and better momentum. It also featured this spectacular moment, sticking it on the tailgate after hitting the single log jump and twisting it around before continuing on. The end of the run featured another clean backflip and more huge air. Taking the freestyle win for Event 2 was Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Anderson's run hardened back to what he pulled off in Anaheim and Oakland earlier in the season, carrying momentum throughout, a perfect backflip, huge air almost every hit, not to mention the 2 instances of cross-threading the car stack and jammer into the center pod, with some unbelievably huge air, as well as some great donuts and slat wheelies to throw some variety in. This easily was not just one of the best runs of the show, but one of the best we've seen this entire season. Adam also takes the second overall event championship for the weekend as the great 2 events in Tampa come to a close. Stadium Championship Series Reds points had the biggest shakeup since St. Louis almost 2 weekends ago. Still locking out first place on this series is Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid with 244 points, However, Adam Anderson passes his Gears and Nachos co-host Bryce Kenny to make it to second place in the series standings, with Kenny moving down into third. The Professor and the 14-time world champion Tom Manson Max D locks out 4th position with 202 points, and Cole Vernard also dethrones his boss Jamie Garner for 5th place with 183 points. Todd the Duke finally, after 9 championship series rounds, leaves the bottom 6 and barely takes 6th place with 180 points. 1 point behind him is Caleb Blood in Soldier Fortune, as Jamie Garner, who has had a strong and impressive season, unfortunately falls down into 8th place with 172 points. Team Velociraptor takes 9th place with 136 points. Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken takes 10th place with 120, and Mike Christensen in Vendetta and Matt Pagliarulo in Jester once again switch places, with Christensen now in 11th with 103 points, and Pagliarulo 10 points behind in last place. Tampa once again provided some great action for Stadium Championship Series Red. Camden Murphy still leads the series, however Adam Anderson seems to be making a big comeback. The fight is still within him to try and dominate and climb back up in the series standings, and Tampa is evidence of that. Tom Mentz is still trying to return back to the top 3, however his weekend was unfortunately overshadowed by the other drivers, not to mention getting shut off in Event 1's freestyle competition after breaking off the wheelie bar. Other drivers too, like Jamie Garner, has slipped down in the points, but Todd the Duke has finally gotten himself out of the bottom 6 and barely scraping into the top 6. Houston will be the telltale for the tour as the drivers get a bigger space to play with, though only one show. Now, I know many of you are going to ask me, Jackson, when are we going to do another Monster Talk report for another tour? Fear not, because I'm excited to report, I'm sorry, that the first international Monster Talk report for 2023 will take place next week from Stockholm, Sweden, so stay tuned. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon with some more Monster Truck content.